Hello everybody, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault. And today we have a monster review. Now today what we're going to talk about are devils. And that's devils as brought to us from the original monster manual for use with Dungeons & Dragons, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, particularly for use with 1E. Now, devils are they have some very cool characters. They also caused a lot of heartache in the early days of the game because it helped characterize the game as being something um, satanic, the whole satanic panic thing. So devils were always very controversial, and as you can tell in later versions of Dungeons and Dragons, they've pretty much gone away and been changed, the ones that are remaining, to make sure that there's no confusion with um, being associated with specifically Christianity. Now, they never were to begin with, in all fairness. It's a game, and what we're talking about is what's in the monster manual. This has no relation to any um, religion or anything like that. It's just from what's printed in the monster manual and how that was used in the game. So, anybody else who thinks it's something else, no, you're wrong. Sorry. It's just a game. Now, devils in general, of course, come from the hells, the planes, as are set up in the game itself. And unlike demons, which I've covered in previous videos, these are not chaotic. They are very orderly, and they have a very definitive pecking order in terms of who's in charge and who reports to who, and everybody reports up through Asmodeus. And you're either one of the archdukes, who are extraordinarily powerful, or one of the greater devils, or of course a lesser devil. And devils are a lot different than demons, okay? They cannot be long term destroyed. Even if you kill them, any of the greater devils or archdevils, they come back in a period of time. I think the maximum is like 10 years. No, I take that back. I think it's 9 decades is the worst case. And for greater devils, it's only like a decade. So it's not that big a deal for them to come back, and they can only be put in that state in their home plane or in one of the adjacent planes to their home plane. Doesn't give a lot of options on that side. Um, they are lawful evil, of course, and they are the antithesis of all that is good in the world. But they go about their evil in a very organized and deliberate way. Demons are chaotic. They certainly have plenty of evil that they distribute as well, but it is done so in a more chaotic manner. It's not a organized assault or an organized methodology like it would be with the devils. So that's one of the primary differences on that side. The hierarchy within the devils is also one that is very fixed, and unlike the demons, who like to kind of overtly go after the next layer up, here you don't find that. It's all very subtle and under the table, and they're always trying to undermine the positions of the people above them, but not get caught, because if they get caught, they have a tendency to get trounced very hard by whoever's next up the chain. Now, of course, like demons, there are certain attributes that are shared by all devils. Um, and most of those are spell like effect. They can do things like charm person or suggestion, improvision, teleportation without error. I think they can animate dead. They can do a pretty healthy list of things. It seems to be a little bit longer list than what the demons can do. And in addition to that, they also have the ability to, or at least the chance to gate in others of their kind. We're going to talk about the individual devils in separate videos, and we'll talk about what they're able to do on that basis with that. Now, we talked about something similar to this in demons, and I say similar in the sense that it's kind of a weakness for demons. It's not so much a weakness for devils, but there is something called a devil's talisman. And a devil's talisman is like a written, scribed sentence on like stone or something like that, something similar like on a pendant. But it doesn't contain the heart like the demons do of the demon. Instead, it allows you to summon and, in most cases, control the demon that you summon as long as you can read what's on there. Now, that's not limited to just lawful evil characters. Anybody who picks one of these up can do this. At the same time, they then have to deal with the results because that demon, or sorry, in this case, that devil will show up. And then you have to negotiate with it, bargain with it, whatever it may be. For something like an archdevil, it allows you to control it for one specific act. For a greater devil, it's like for, I don't know, 9 days or 9 hours or something like that. There's a time limit on each of these for how long you control it. And at the end of it, it's going to be able to go after you. If you kill one of these things, okay, like I said, you can't really kill it. It's going to come after you when it comes back. That's pretty much like a given. Devils, of course, are known for creating circumstances where, you know, the same thing, if you call it, it kind of will then negotiate such that the bargain out of all this that it gets is your soul. So, okay. The lesson in here is pretty much the same as it is in religion. Never trust a devil, never negotiate with a devil. Get away from them, slay them, whatever you can do, but do not, under any circumstances, interact with them. It never works out well. I mean, every time these have been used in dungeons that I've played in, where I've used them as a DM and so forth, it never works out well for the party. Demons, they seem to be able to get past, but devils, that's a little bit different. Now, I have to add that when you're using one of these talismans, being able to read and summon the demon, there's always some kind of ritual involved with it. And the ritual is supposed to include, well, they say human sacrifice. I would guess that a sentient humanoid creature might be acceptable. You know, it depends. I have to say, when I've used it, yeah, I guess it has been human sacrifice. But it's a very unclean and evil act. And though you don't have to be lawful evil to do it, it's up to your DM how they want to handle that part of it. I'm pretty sure that by the time it's over with, you probably would be considered lawful evil. Devils are very smart, very tricky. They use a lot of illusions and things like this to try and trick you into doing stuff. If they agree to do something, they will look for every smallest opportunity to break that contract because of something that you did that went outside the boundaries of what was agreed. Like I said, devils, don't trust them. There are some things that devils obviously can handle a lot better than others. You can only strike them generally, unless otherwise specified, with a plus magic weapon, some cases silver weapons, but normal weapons, nah. They do particularly well against certain things like cold and fire. Even if they don't take any damage, they'll take like half damage. But fire, they take 0 damage. So don't, save your fireballs. So that rounds out where we're at with devils. And in terms of shared attributes, and we'll talk about the rest in the upcoming videos about the specific greater or archdevils. In the meantime, I hope you found this to be interesting, educational, amusing, all that kind of good stuff. If so, well, by all means, please drop us a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Leave us a comment. Most of all, come back and see us again real soon. We very much appreciate your kind support. Take care, everyone. And remember, dwarves rock!